Okay, so it's about 40 minutes until the very last Samurai Jack episode airs. And just everyone is really excited right now. We're just pumped for it. I am, but I'm also really sad at the same time, just knowing it's ending. It just felt like it just came and now it's going. But a lot of people are wondering what's going to happen. Is Jack going to live? Is he going to die? Is he going to go back to the past? Is he going to stay in the future? Will Ashi die? Will she live? Will she stay with Jack or anything like that? We don't know, but we are just so pumped, and I mean, I'm really excited right now. I actually just got off work. I don't know if you can see, but I'm really hoping for a good episode, and I think it is going to be just a really, really good episode. Something that we're all gonna love. And I really hope Ashi doesn't die. I'm really hoping she doesn't die. I mean, I like Joshi. I think it's a good ship, and I don't want her to become another memory. I just don't. But if she dies, she dies. Can't do anything about it. But here's to a really good Samurai Jack episode. I'm pretty sure we're all gonna love it. And here's to my last Samurai Jack review. It's finally over. After all these years, it's finally over. And I'm guessing that a lot of people didn't exactly get the happy ending they wanted, but I guess deep down a lot of us knew that it wasn't going to happen, because Gimli said that it was going to be a very emotional ending, and that is what we got. So I was really hoping it wasn't going to end like that, but it did. So the last Samurai Jack episode. So the episode started out with just all these screens and all the people from that Jack has saved just looking at it, and it had this fire from Aku's place at it, and everyone's just looking at it all scared, and Aku shows up and shows that Jack is chained to the wall and pretty much just hopeless, having no hope at all. And then it goes and shows the original Samurai Jack intro, which was pretty clever. But then Aku shows up and says, "Not." So that was pretty cool. I do like how they went and snuck the original intro in there. That was pretty cool. And during this, they also showed some characters that they didn't show throughout the season, like the dogs from the first episode. So yeah, that's great. They showed that they're going to be in the big battle. So Aku goes and talks and how he's finally won, and they should all go and see that he's their god now and all that, and he's going to go and try and kill Jack. But he can't decide how he wants to go and kill him. He goes and makes all these kinds of sharp objects with his hand, but he doesn't know what to do. While this is going on, Jack is trying to convince Ashi to go and get back to her normal self, but Ashi really can't do it. She's trying, but she can't. So eventually he just goes, Aku tells Ashi just to go and kill him, and she's about to, but luckily the army shows up, and they're all shooting at Aku to no effect, but it's still good to see them come in and kick ass and all that, but still Aku feels nothing. So he's pretty much just like, "Oh, you guys are kidding me," and then he goes and makes his own army out of some of their own guys, and they go and fight each other. So after this, Ashi and Jack are fighting each other, and and Jack is trying to go and get her back to her old self. Then the Scotsman appears, and he's like, and he's going and blowing on his horn, and he's pretty much going and completely owing Aku, because he's a Scotsman, he has to. So his daughters are going around and killing all his minions, and then he goes up to Jack and he's like, "Laddie!" and goes and pretty much introduces every one of his daughters. So I love that part, and he's pretty much just like, "Pick one," and he's like, "Oh great, he's not gonna be happy about that, is he?" And Ashi's like, I found someone," And then he's like, oh, who? And he goes the lament of Ashi. So we get a lot more fighting in between them, and then this giant robot comes and pretty much goes and hurts Aku, and then Aku has enough of it, and he goes up in the sky and makes all these sharp objects and pretty much kills a lot of them. But then Jack goes into Ashi's little skin-like thing, and he tries to get her out, but he really can't do anything. Eventually, he goes and says, I love you. That's what we've been waiting for, just to go and say, I love you. This is enough for her to go and finally escape it. So then she's just like glaring at Aku, and I'm like, kill him, kill him, kill him, kill him, kill him, show him who's boss. And he's trying to go and kill her, but she's pretty much just as a match for him as she is. And then she's like, and Jack's like, you have Aku's powers. And she goes and pretty much and really hurts him. And then she goes and makes his time pearl out of her mouth. But this goes and sends him to the past. And I'm like, oh great, this can't be good. So they go into the past where Aku first sent Jack into the future, and he's like, what? Already? So Jack goes and destroys Aku completely, and then Ashi's like, oh, and I'm like, no, don't die, don't die, don't die. But she's like, I could feel him leaving me. And they go and hug, and I'm like, okay, so that's kind of weird. How is she still around if Aku doesn't exist anymore? So I'm kind of wondering how that happens, but anyway, the kingdom is in celebration, and it's the day of Jack and Ashi's wedding. We see the Emperor and his wife and all the people that train Jack. It looks like they're going to get married. Yes, maybe this will be a happy ending after all. But then reality sets. Ashi goes and gets weak, and then she falls to the ground. And Jack goes and runs up to her and asks what is wrong, and she says, without Aku, I can't exist. And she disappears. And then Jack just goes and breaks into tears, knowing that his wife is gone. And I just felt so bad. He's been through so much, and she just became another memory. Just couldn't he get this one thing? Just one little thing? So he's moping around all sad. How can you blame him? And he's going around in this forest, and he's all mopey. So he goes and sits down by this tree, and he looks like he's in his depressed mode again. But then a little ladybug comes and rests on his hand, and he goes and picks it up and he smiles at it. And I'm guessing it was supposed to symbolize that it was Ashi. She was reborn as a ladybug, I'm guessing. I don't really know, but he smiles, the ladybug flies off, and Jack looks in towards the horizon and smiles. So it wasn't the ending that a lot of us wanted, but it still was a really good final with a beautiful ending. But I would be lying if I said I was just kind of a little disappointed, even though deep down I kind of knew what was going to happen. I really got to go and love Ashi as a character. She's one of my favorite female characters now, and just to know that she's gone. I was kind of hoping that they were going to do the King Jack thing. I was hoping that he was going to go and kill Aku in the future. Then his mom and dad would appear in this kind of vision thing, and then they would say, no, it's okay, you can stay. You have a love interest now, you have a ton of friends, you can stay, we understand. We had our time, but you need to move on from us. And then he goes and stays, marries Ashi, and they become king and queen, and that's how it happens. That's what I was really hoping it was going to end on, but it really didn't. But it still doesn't mean it was a really bad ending. It still was really good. I loved it all, but just right here. But at least Aku is dead. Just the way he died, I was like, yes. And I was also like that when Ashi got back to her old self, and when Jack said, I love you. I was just like, yeah! So, So, I was kind of also disappointed that the High Priestess didn't show up. I was hoping she was going to show up and go and face Ashi, but she didn't, and it also confirms that none of the sisters survived. I was hoping that maybe Ashi would show up and tell them to go and join Jack's side, but no, they're dead, and the High Priestess is dead. And the Guardian is dead, so everyone is pretty much dead now except for Jack. We don't even know if the Scotsman is really alive because the future never happened, so he may not exist anymore in any of the other characters, so Jack's the only one alive along with the people in his time. But it was a really good show. I enjoyed all of it. Thank you for who came and watched this. It was a fun ride. Yeah, I liked it all. I don't know how many Samurai Jack videos I'll have in the future. I think I'm going to have one where I explain what other shows Adult Swim could do and put them in a more adult form. I already have a few in mind that I think they could do, so I think I'll make a video on that. And also just a season wrap-up. What I think of the characters, what I think of the story, what I think of just how it all happened, and just the darker tone, a lot of that things. What I liked, what I didn't like, all that. But, man, it's still really disappointing, but that's how it happened, and there's always fan fiction, so we have that. So, Danny, what did you think of the final? Yeah, I kind of thought that too, but you liked it, didn't you? You liked it. I just can't believe Ashi. I mean, they're one of my favorite couples now, so it really hurts. I'm pretty sure for the father-daughter people, they're loving this, or the people who just hated Ashi, they're probably like, oh yeah, this is the ending they wanted, and this is the ending you guys got. But, Mr. Gindi, thank you for bringing back the series. It was really good. Thank you for bringing it back. I loved every minute of it, and I wouldn't take any of it away. But, I wish it could have been a little bit longer, and just the ending just to be a tad different. But, nothing I can do about it. So, Samurai Jack. That was a lot of fun, and thank you for all of it. Samurai Jack. Whatcha? Was it that kind of geeky and end on?